welcome back everybody to She-Hulk episode 4 with What's on the Box, which is hosted by myself and Kevin. Say hello, Kevin.
Yeah, that's myself. Hello, everyone.
There you go. And folks, we're back in for you this week. Not sure how long this episode goes on. We do tend to rattle, but I have a feeling we won't be going on that long today. But let's see if we can get some interesting facts. Just from the start, I quite like this episode. This felt like the show kind of got its stride. Like this felt like a She-Hulk episode of the week sort of thing. She has to go to court. She has to do something, and that's it. There's no like ongoing story really.
I'm like super glad that we're having an episodic Marvel show for one. Like, I guess What If, but all of them so far have been like, oh, we're gonna push the plot every episode. This one is like, yeah, we're doing like we're doing a different court case this week. We're meeting new characters. I like that. I like episodic stuff, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just no, like not to say there's no plot progression, because at the end of the episode there is plot progression, but like, I mean, it's episodic. It's slightly more episodes than usual for Marvel. So having it like this, I'm just happy with it. You know?
It's interesting because when streaming came along, it kind of changed how many episodes come out for television in general. Whereas before, you could have shows where like 25 episodes a season from America easily. Like that would just happen. Insanity, but it happened. And within that, we used to get like filler episodes. And though I wouldn't say this is a filler episode, it definitely isn't a high-stake main plot episode. And I'm starting to realize, like, I actually kind of like filler episodes. I kind of want more of them,
No, here's the thing. Filler is like, everyone gives out about filler all the time. Filler is like what you need. Sometimes you have had too much plot, and you're just like, yeah, I wanna see Goku learn to drive. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. It's just like nice character breakdown episodes that just has them chilling out and just looks at them passively,
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into it. Bless her father.
Yes. Nicest character in the show.
Yeah. He finds out that his daughter was attacked, and he arrives with a shovel and some other stuff for her to protect herself, and she's like, I'm a Hulk. Calm down. I can protect myself. What's the shovel for? And we get the very much implication. We know what the shovel's for.
Yeah. And like, I think all he says is digging a hole.
Digging a hole, yeah.
I'm just like, you know what? Fucking the best joke of the show so far.
Yeah. I suppose the major part of this entire episode is she's getting back out on the dating world.
Yeah.
Dating in her 30s. Don't I fucking know it?
Yeah. I'll know it soon, I guess.
Hopefully not. You have a girlfriend.
I do have a girlfriend, but we'll be dating, so
I guess, but it's not the dating scene, is it?
You never know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Maria. I kept had to come and tell you like this.
I'm trying to make humorous content for our podcast, and yet you lambast me like this.
I'm just protecting my friend Maria, okay?
And what about your friend Kevin? What, he can't say stupid shit online?
My friend Kevin is breaking up with his girlfriend for a podcast.
Anyway. So half of the plot is about the dating scene, and the other half is a court case thing.
Yeah.
They don't really do the court case. There's more so the legal stuff to do with the court case.
Yeah. So yeah, she first makes like a whatever Parler or whatever it was called. Like it's like Tinder.
Matcher,
yeah. They just couldn't get the rights, I guess. But yeah, she puts her Gen form picture on her. They're just hers in human form, and it's not a very flattering photo. And she sends. She just doesn't seem to swipe. Is it swipe right or swipe? I don't know. I don't fucking.
No one matches with her because like dating online is hell, and don't do it.
Yeah, it's not like she is just normally an attractive woman who actually has like very impressive credentials, and
Yeah, gonna be like 100% honest. The issue probably should have been she just kept getting shitty matches.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and she did.
She did, but not until later.
Yeah.
We'll get to that as we advance in the plot. So she has her Gen profile, and she's not getting any matches. In fact, the phone notifies her that she got no matches.
That's
it
a
just
weird
seems like
one, isn't it? Because usually
it's
Tinder's
like
just like, there's people waiting for you. It's like,
it's
yeah, sure.
it's such a user hostile feature.
Yeah, like, hey, loner, you're a loser. What the fuck?
Like, the most I ever got was like, if you want to increase connectivity on your profile, then you better pay us some money,
Yeah.
and we'll show your profile to more people who won't match with you.
Oh, get the Tinder passport and match with people in America. Why? like genuinely, why? Why would you do that? Why?
Oh, if you buy premium on our service, then we'll let you have read receipts or read receipts on your
Yeah.
messages. It's like, why would I ever want read receipts? Why?
Yeah, or like you can super like someone. Oh, okay.
So this is our rant about how horrible online dating is.
Yeah, it's atrocious. And for anyone who's made it through online dating, fair play. Actually, to be fair,
Thank you.
You made it through online dating. So
To
here
be
again,
fair.
first you're breaking up with Maria, and now you're slandering the thing that got you together. Oh my god!
To be completely fair, she also slanders online dating.
Yes.
It was hell for both of us, and we
And
technically
it continues to be so. Apparently, Jesus.
while we did meet online, that's not why we started dating.
Okay, whatever you say.
There was
Clock on it
like
now.
extra steps involved.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway, so that's the first part of the Gen thing, and what's the court case, you might ask? Well, we have yet another guest star, guest of the week, except he was last week's guest of the week too. It's Wong.
And as Jen says, as she talks to us through the screen, saying like, "It's great having Wong on. You guys really like him. He's like a Twitter shield for the week."
No, he's not that much of a Twitter shield.
Yeah, no. I mean, I guess they were hoping more than anything. But again, they kind of make a point how, like, again, this show made this before it came out. Obviously, it'd be amazing if they made it after it came out.
True talent.
Like they knew straight off, like, yeah, we're gonna get a lot of shit from people, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, like honestly, like imagine being the director and the Marvel comes to you and they're like, so we want you to make a show about a female superhero, and he's like, and then and I think it's a woman who makes it, but she just goes, fuck, Twitter's gonna be unusable.
Honestly, thank God a woman makes it, because could you imagine what She-Hulk would be like if it was a dude?
I imagine she'd be wearing less suits.
Yeah. It would be more like the comics front page.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah. So she's. Yes. So she's like saying, Wong's on, and Wong's about, and Wong is trying to sue someone.
Yeah. So we're given a cold open to the show.
Yeah.
This episode where basically we see this shitty stage magician.
Yeah.
Doing a really lackluster, boring show, and he introduces himself with the oddest name I have ever seen.
Can I just say though, before we say his name, like,
yeah,
magicians in the Marvel universe must done shit ever since like the Attack on New York, because there's nothing magic can like heighten reality anymore. Especially like fake magic. Like everyone in that world they're bored in the audience. Not because these are crap spells, because they're all right. It's a bit of entertainment. That's what these things are for. But
it was a downhill slide ever since Iron Man first suited up.
Yeah, it's like you can't like this. What can a magician do to make people wonder in a world where half the population turned into dust and then reappeared? Like, that's the ultimate magic trick.
Thanos really should be pulling rabbits out of hats. With that ultimate magic trick.
No, Ant-Man's out of... sorry, never mind.
Spicy memes. But yeah, so this... sorry, let me clear my throat. This magician introduces himself to the crowd as Donnie Blaze.
Donnie Blaze, and I know there are people who are frothing from the mouth, because we've seen shots of his show, like the name of that all over the place. And people are obviously saying, "Oh my god, it's Ghost Rider! It's Ghost Rider!" He's here. He's going to be here. And then instead of Johnny, Donnie shows up.
Yeah. Brave direction.
Honestly, I'm glad. It'd be. I don't know. I don't think I'd be delighted with.
I don't want Ghost Rider and She-Hulk.
No.
If I want Ghost Rider, I want him either in something more mystic focused or his own thing.
Yeah, and Feige has kind of mentioned that as well. Like anytime he's talked about mystical things and magical things, Ghost Rider has been put into that category. That's how he sees them.
Yeah. And like I've heard rumors that they might be doing like a project about, I think it's like the Midnight Suns or something, which involves Ghost Rider and Blade and all them, kind of that side of Marvel. So I'd say we're getting Ghost Rider eventually, guys, but we weren't going to get it in She-Hulk episode 4.
Here's the thing, though, right? So I don't know much about Ghost Rider outside of movies and like him appearing in different shows and stuff, and different media. But I've never really read the comic. Is it similar as the movies where he was like a, what's it called? Rides bicycles over a whole heap of buses and.
One of the Ghost Riders is like that. Johnny Blaze is like that.
Okay, so Johnny Blaze, right? That's who I'm talking about in this regard, because of Donnie. So he's in the entertainment industry. So is Donnie. Do you think they're just related? Like cousins or something?
They definitely could retrofit that. Like eventually they bring Johnny Blaze in and he makes an offhand remark about how he's got like this failed like magician cousin or something.
You could even have like Donnie Blaze in even the next episode, like try to do some weird fire trick. And, like someone's, my cousin's better at this. Something.
I mean, he did refer to his trick as like weird fire circles.
Yeah.
And like I'm actually looking at a picture of him right now. He wears chains around his neck too. They were teasing people.
Yeah. I know like one of the Ghost Riders showed up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It wasn't it wasn't Johnny now. It was Johnny actually gave this one his powers. And an interesting thing about that one is that he can make fire teleports like or portals like the mages, the wizards can in this world. They look the same. It's like a fiery ring from his whip, and people can walk through it. Like so, there is a bit of a connection there.
There's a bit of a connection. Yeah, I could definitely see them jumping into Ghost Rider from like points they're making here. However, not in She-Hulk episode 4.
No, I don't imagine so. Look, after all that though, Wong has a new friend.
Yeah, so Donnie decides to show off his magic trick of doing the flash, the circle teleport of the wizards in the MCU, and he pulls from the audience Madison with 2 N's and a Y, but not where you think.
I like her.
And yeah, she goes to hell.
Drunk as hell, by the way.
She's drunk as hell, and she goes through his portal and disappears. And from the description that she gave once she comes back, she was in hell.
Yeah.
There is
some imp helped her out, and then she had to make a deal with a devil or something.
She specifically said that a goat helped her.
That's okay. Yeah.
So, the weirdest thing is that this might be the closest to Mephisto that we have ever gotten in an MCU show.
Do you think Mephisto fans are just crying at this stage?
Yeah. The closest we have gotten to Mephisto is Madison with 2 N's and a Y.
It's just people, Feige, you can't keep getting away with this!
So, so she makes a deal with the goat in Hell Dimension that helps her out, but she can't talk about that deal. She talks about it a lot anyway, or else he'll eat her whole family and everyone she's ever loved.
And she mentions this to Wong.
Yes, so she falls through the portal into the sanctum in Tibet, and Wong is watching The Sopranos.
Yeah, for a while, I don't think I saw the television shot straight away, so I just saw him about to sit down and went, they got the rights to the song for him. Interesting.
and so she just comes in and describes what happened, like her whole life, and then also Donnie Blaze sent her through a portal, and then she spoils the Sopranos.
Yeah, yeah. I just like that chemistry. Like Wong seems to get on with her very quickly. He's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
this is my life now. That's fair enough.
yeah. I like he so quickly accepted his
Yeah.
role as like Madison's drinking buddy. Uh, but anyway, that cold open leads to Wong asking Jennifer for help in getting Donnie from cease and desist from using magic
Yeah,
forever.
because Donnie actually studied there for like, what was it, like 18 days or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, and he was kicked out because he just got a whole bunch of people drunk or something
I'm
like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna say like just this now. I think they went about the court case wrong. What they did, they wanted to make a cease and desist to stop him from doing magic. I think it would have been made more sense to seizure of property and say that the ring belonged to Kamertage.
Yeah, yeah, fair. That's a fair enough point.
That like, and you could probably have enough evidence that doesn't involve getting Madison on the stand.
Yeah, but then we have to talk about international ownership laws and all this kind of stuff, and that might be less interesting.
Maybe a little less interesting.
Yeah.
So which plot line do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about dating life, or do you want to talk about cease and desists?
Let's go dating life, because I think that's the main chunk of this episode, really.
Yeah, let's go dating life.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, she gets a few matches first, with some not so great lads.
I think you skipped over a bit there. How she got those matches.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. She eventually she makes an account as She-Hulk and takes a few selfies. She seems always to be a bit more like chirpy and happier being She-Hulk. She's more confidence anyway, which I think is how the comics have it as well. And she puts a few on. Her friend goes and just like starts swiping right on every single guy. Says, you get like a 30% return on people matching with you, and then you can really decide who you go with. And I'm like, oh, is that how that works? Does it?
Yeah, that's definitely how it works.
Yeah. But yeah, she goes like, oh, was it the het dating scene is like dismal or something along the lines of that. So obviously we got an implication that she's LGBT.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. That's a really weird comment to make.
Yeah.
It could go either way.
I think she might.
But one thing I have to say about She-Hulk in these scenes, and I have to ask if you noticed it as well, did they beef up her arms?
I didn't notice, I'm afraid.
I feel like she's more muscly.
Okay.
In the shots, like I felt like her arms were quite like pretty thin in previous episodes, but in this episode, for some reason, her arms just look bigger.
Talk about her being bigger. Like her friend mentions, like, yeah, we need to get you like a better looking suit, and she's like, was it the tall and large shop she was getting clothes from?
Big and large, or big and tall, or something.
Yeah, tall. Yeah, so big and tall. And she's like, that's all they really have. It's just like, and I kind of love that you see her in her Gen form wearing the really baggy clothes, just because she's now ready to like grow into them.
Yeah, no, that's like a great detail. I looked at that and I'm like, that's a weird costuming choice, and then it clicked, and I'm like, oh, of course, she works as She-Hulk. That's why it's so big on her. Like,
yeah.
It made sense.
Shoes. I know, like the last time we saw she stepped out of the shoes again. She needs, like, I don't know. What can you do about shoes there?
I guess bring two. Bring two sets.
Just before you start a fight, just take the shoes off. That's just 1 second.
I mean, you joke. That happened in episode 1.
Yeah, no, she took the shoes off.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, so she gets a few dates with some not amazing guys. There's a guy in the bowling alley who's like claims to be a New Yorker, even though he's only lived there for 14 months. Says he hates all LA people. They're also fake. It's just like, yeah, you're talking to an LA girl. Interesting approach. He's obviously like looking at other girls. He doesn't want to pay his tab. Like he's lets her pay. He's when she asks, "Oh, what do you do?" Oh no, he goes something like that. and that's why I'm an
An
entrepreneur.
entrepreneur, and she's like, "Oh, what field?" And he's like, "Pending."
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, fuck it, that's you're jobless. Cool.
Yeah, and he doesn't listen to her. She rattles out, "Oh, actually, I'm a Hulk, and
Yeah.
I do I'm in a law firm for superheroes or superpowered beings, and all that kind of stuff." And eventually, he goes, "Wasn't this date great? Maybe we could go out again. That'd be great." He's like, "Yeah, there's an idea. Yeah." Then there's that weirdo who's just like, "Are you invulnerable to everything? Like, vibranium? Can vibranium cut through you?" And she's like, "I don't know. Do you have some on you?" And he's like, "No, I wish." So you could test it.
Like that guy who does a different breed of fucking weird.
Yeah, here's an interesting thing. Obviously we know what vibranium is. Captain America's shield and all that kind of stuff. Some people have suggested maybe in the MCU, Wolverine will have vibranium on him instead of what he normally has.
Adamantium.
Adamantium. That in the MCU he might be vibranium based. Because again, we know there was a clawed man with metal claws who fought in a bar in a previous.
They could go that way. I personally, I think now that they have the X-Men, that will just use the X-Men thing, because vibranium has just been the de facto thing that they've had to use because they don't have the mutants and stuff. So why use adamantium if you don't have them?
But
vibranium just makes more sense.
But the thing is, that's why we got that reference. Can that pierce you?
Mm.
So they might just keep it to vibranium and just have a reference to like, oh, maybe we'll see, Wolverine fighting the Hulk or something, and that coming up again.
Maybe. I mean, like,
I know,
Wolverine fighting the Hulk.
Yeah.
What Wolverine fighting the Hulk in live action is overdue.
Yeah, and look, here's the thing. Before people come along, I understand it's an alloy of vibranium, so like that could be mentioned. So it's still the same thing, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Just thought it was an interesting reference to make. Then there was, who was the other guy?
Bench press guy.
Press guy. How much can you bench press? And she's just like a ton. And he's like, I can like bench press 600 kilograms. I'm not even super powered. And just like, all right, dude.
Like, oof.
Yeah.
These were all very big oofs.
Yeah. And then eventually she gets a date with, I think, is a pediatrician.
Yes, he says he works in pediatrics. He said something else, but I can't remember what it was. And it was like pediatric and then something orthodontist. I don't remember.
And like he seems straight off like a very nice guy. He's caring. He's jacked as shit, And she's instantly all over him, and she brings him back to her place, and then she gets a call and has to go. And where does she have to go, Kevin?
She has to go to our other plot line. So we're going to catch up the plot line here.
Yeah.
So Wong tries to get a cease and desist charged against Donnie for basically misuse of magic.
Yeah.
And the court is like, what? We can't really charge that. And then Wong's like, but this could destabilize the multiverse.
We're just talking about people not being able to use real magic, and then they go, whoa, real magic. Ugh.
And then Donnie reveals that he snuck smoke bombs into the courtroom to show off his magic tricks, and I just have to say, I think that's illegal.
Oh, he would instantly be arrested, like straight.
Yes,
away.
I'm fairly certain. Like that still counts as an explosive.
Yeah.
He would be arrested, and his case would be put in jeopardy.
Yeah, I like when they talk about the real magic thing. Like, not only does Donnie start doing magic tricks, also like I think
his lawyer,
his lawyer, and like his teacher at the same time all do magic tricks. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really weird. They just started all doing weird, unrelated magic tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we get Wong's best friend shown up.
Yeah. So they ask, "Do you have a witness to say that he's using magic wrongfully?" And Wong's like, "Ugh, "Fine." He brings Madison, who is clubbing at the
Yeah.
time. I don't know what time zone she's supposed to be in.
Just want to say though, we got to respect. Like she's ready to go with anything.
Yeah, no,
She's very cool and collected. Like
she literally fell backwards into a court case. Once again, I do have to question. I've questioned something about this. I'm not sure she would be allowed to take the stand while she's that drunk.
yeah, no. I like that this judge as well was just like I like how all the judges like with the first like superhero things like, oh, Asgard is not a place. It's
It's a people.
It's a people, and then in this one, it just goes like I can't do laws around magic. I don't know what can I. It's like this. The legal system is definitely just like, what the fuck do you expect from us? Like,
Yeah, like I mean, it's taken them like 10 years at this point, but at least some like we can see what the courtrooms are like now.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so Madison takes a stand like very clumsily and goes on a long tirade about how she went on a journey through hell and made a deal with a demon who was very dramatic.
I also like that her breakdown was like, first I was scared, then I was kind of having fun, then I was scared again.
Yeah, then it was kind of spooky, but
Yeah.
like in a fun way.
Yeah.
And then the opposing lawyer is like, "You see, Your Honor, it was spooky but fun, like any magic show."
Yeah.
Like, are we just gonna gloss over the fact that she admits that she was sent to a hell dimension and made a deal with a demon who said he'd eat her family? Like, is that evidence not gonna come into court? Or
Yeah, it's an odd one, all right.
So yeah, it's really weird. And then he lets off another smoke bomb, which, like, at least hold him in contempt, Your Honor.
Yeah.
But
and they're like, okay, we're gonna have to do this another time, and Jen or Shield makes a fairly fair point to say that, hey, can we at least stop him from practicing until Hayes is finished? And the judge goes, no.
She goes no because he does a really lackluster trick involving a rabbit.
Yeah.
Which, first of all, how'd you get a rabbit in the courtroom
Again,
as well?
feels like it's now not as bad as smoke bombs, but like it's up there.
Look, I think it's worse than the smoke bombs. You could conceal smoke bombs. How the fuck do you conceal a rabbit?
You should meet like every magician, Kevin. That's a big thing of magic.
No, Dan. Here's the thing: he's bad at magic.
I mean, he's kind of okay with real magic, so I don't know. Maybe
he can make
teleport somewhere.
He can make portals almost exclusively to the hell dimension and Wong's bedroom.
Yeah.
Those are the two places he can make portals to.
Let's bring it back to Wong, though, right? Because Wong says this thing that, like, hey, we don't have to go through all this. Can't we just like send him off to like some other dimension? Like, he'd be fine.
No one would know.
No one knows.
Send him to the mirror dimension.
Yeah, it's like that's just Wong's thing now. And like I was mentioning it to you, later on in the episodes, She-Hulk fights some demons, which is a reference to She-Hulk having fought demons.
Yeah, in the comics, in the comics, where people regularly have only fought one thing.
Yeah.
She-Hulk fought demons.
Yes. We're being sarcastic because that's a reference a lot of people are bringing up. But Wong sends them off to like the snowy mountainous place, and it's the same place he used in the Infinity Gems.
Infinity War, yeah.
Infinity War, where he fights off Thanos' big bulky dude. And
the big one.
Yeah. I don't know what his name is. Anyway,
Bane?
Yeah, I really don't think it matters. Unless he's in the next episode of She-Hulk.
They show his hand.
yeah. But yeah, we see him like going to another like dimension or war. So like, like he's one to talk, but like he throws people into other dimensions all the time by the sounds of him.
Yeah. No, it seems like it's his first move. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking now. Couldn't he have like fought something from another dimension? Would that not have made more sense to test himself as sort? Was he just being like really weird about Abomination? Uh,
I think he just wanted to fight a Hulk.
he probably wanted to fight a Hulk, and Bruce wasn't budging.
Yeah, yeah. Bruce is too chill now these days anyway. You know?
Yeah, for various reasons. If only Wong waited a little longer for whatever the fuck is going to happen at the end of the Hulk storyline in the show.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so you mentioned demons, but you didn't actually say how the demons came in. Basically, he fucking not Johnny Blaze keeps practicing magic, accidentally opens a hell portal again, really again a hell portal, and this time
the girl that he brought onto stage knew the one that went in there before. It's just I'm not
yeah.
doing that. So I guess like LA is very small in this world.
I'm guessing it's just like his show is popular against like with like really drunk people.
Yeah, maybe.
Um, and so she like return showed or whatever, and she's like, "I'm not stepping through that portal," even though it looked like her portal was to fucking Detroit or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's like, "I'll open up a different portal, and an egg will come out, and it hatches into a fucking demon. I'll kick it back in. It's fine." Oh no, there's an army of demons.
No, like a pigeon comes out first, doesn't it? Like a pigeon comes out and lays an egg.
Yeah, a bird lays an egg in her hand. It hatches into a weird mutant bat.
Yeah.
And that grows, and
then a whole bunch of them come out the portal.
A shitload of them, and he makes the portal to Wong's room while he's watching The Sopranos again.
Yeah.
He's really trying his best. I sympathize with Wong getting interrupted while watching shows that you're in the middle of. Yeah. But he's like, "Help me! I've summoned a lot of demons." And Wong, he's like, "I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for the sanctity of magic."
Yeah. Anyway, do you want to go through this portal? Oh, yeah, it looks like a mirror. Don't worry about
it. So yeah, they go in, and then Wong gets Jennifer in the middle of her date to come help him, so he can stabilize the portal while she fights the demons. I do have to ask why she needed to be there. I think he's got a lot of students that could probably help too.
I don't think he needed anyone's help, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wanted to witness a second.
Maybe he want. Yeah. Maybe actually his plan was probably just to have her there to like make a concrete, like they'll agree to the terms of the cease and desist afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably what happened.
Also, like, let's be fair. If you had, like, obviously Wong has some sort of like affinity towards Hulks now. Like he works, he works kind of with Bruce as information base. He, fought with Abomination as a friend, and now he has She-Hulk on the phone. So
yeah,
like weird ambassador, but fair enough.
I mean, it's more ambassador than he had before.
Yeah, but like it's weird. It's Hulk based. It's not someone I would have guessed.
Yeah. To be fair, Wong seems to be like the new Nick Fury.
No, I disagree.
No, I mean like he's just showing up in every movie to be like, we're still connected.
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
When I say the new Nick Fury, I don't mean he's making the new Avengers team. I very much just mean he's there to be like, hey, these are all the one thing.
Saying that, a magic based Avengers team would be pretty neat.
I agree. I totally agree. I want a magic based Avengers team. How many Avengers would you get on that? You'd get Strange and Wong and Charlize Theron's character.
And the thing is, you don't need everyone who knows magic either. They can just be magic enhanced. But even like Thor could join.
Thor could join if he's not too busy doing what he's doing at the end of his movie.
Loki could join.
Loki could join, and it doesn't even have to be Tom Hiddleston. It can be any variant of Loki.
Honestly, it could be Spider-Man again. He got himself like a magic suit. Like nothing, something. Okay, you get a magic suit as well. Come on.
It could be Ned Leeds.
Yeah. But honestly, even just excluding Spider-Man, there we kind of have enough of a team to do like
magic shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Magic Avenger team. That'd be pretty neat.
But yeah, on to the topic of the episode. So She-Hulk fights the demons, they close the portal, they get the cease and desist, and then she goes home and I imagine gives that guy a wild night of sex.
Yeah, she picks him up again. I've said this before. Probably some fetishes awakening in some men and women out there at the moment. But yeah, they seem to have a good time. Go on.
I have to say, credit to that guy. She arrived back covered in demon blood.
Yeah,
and he was still good to go.
It's fine. He's a pediatrician. He's seen worse. But yeah. So he comes back. They do, and the next morning, he gets not confronted, but he walks into the room and he's just like, "Hey, where's Jen?" It's like, "Oh, I'm Jen. I'm just not in She-Hulk form. Do you want me to make some breakfast for you?" And he goes like, "I think I'm gonna go," which is weird. I wonder. I'm sure we'll probably find out later on what happened there. Maybe he's not into Jen, or maybe, I don't know. I hope we find out more. I don't just want to be like, oh yeah, it was weird, let's not do that.
I think it's likely that it's just he's not into Jen.
Yeah, but that's kind of shit as well, because then we're not really going to get much. We're just going to have this whole thing where she has to be She-Hulk to be liked.
I think that's probably like one of the big core issues of the show.
I mean, I don't think it's really come up until this episode, though.
I mean, it's come up a little bit. She has to do her job in She-Hulk form,
but that's marketing.
That's marketing, yeah. But it's like becoming more and more of a thing where she has to be She-Hulk to do things.
I think in this episode it became personal.
Yeah, it became personal because she wasn't able to get matches on Matcher.
Even though, again, she's a gorgeous woman in general,
Like, unironically, like, she should have no issues getting matches.
Yeah.
Her issue should be that she's getting shit matches.
Yeah.
Because that's what dating websites are.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking...
just to interrupt you, like, the shitty matches that she got, they should have been the ones that she had, and that's what made her go, okay, no, I'm going to make another account. That would make sense,
Yeah. I think I don't know. It's really weird. I'm not because this segment of the episode is probably the most advertised segment of the show. From trailers I'd seen.
Yeah. Yeah, where she picks him up and brings him off.
Yeah, but like we'd seen pretty much all the shitty boyfriends.
Yeah.
In a row, but it's weird that it was episode 4, the shitty dating montage. That when I say shitty dating montage, I mean the dates were shit, not that the montage was shit.
Yeah.
I have to preface that. It's weird that was the most advertised part of the show.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is the first normal She-Hulk episode. This is the one that's just about her living as Jen and She-Hulk, because everything else was like a big big explosions of plot. Oh, this happened and this happened, and oh, life is topsy-turvy. Now it's just like things have kind of calmed down. There's no crazy people after her. She doesn't have to defend Abomination, all that kind of stuff. Just, things are kind of coming back to what her new normal would be, and suddenly, we realize, her personal life suffers now.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we can go to the stuff that happens at the very end of the episode.
Yeah, go on.
So she's the guy leaves because whatever reason, and she gets served a legal document of basically copyright infringement, because we find out that Titania, the woman that she fought in the first episode, has gotten out of jail and is suing her because she's copyrighted the name She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Which, I have to say, unless she copyrighted it before she went into prison, then I don't think that case holds water.
Yeah. No.
Because, there would be evidence of Jen using the term She-Hulk before the copyright.
Yeah, also,
or at least
she didn't coin the term either.
Yeah. No, it's I don't think this case has any water to it.
Yeah.
But that's what is going to be next week's episode, is her dealing with, copyright law or whatever.
Again, another identity thing, you know?
Another identity thing.
Yeah.
Where she's actually, weirdly enough, a name that she doesn't like, she is now fighting for the rights to own.
Yeah. And then she says, well, that sucks, and she hopes there is a good after credits scene for this episode. Or funny one. And there is.
Yeah, it's so much better than last week's.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? It's such an explosion since last week about the twerking scene. You know, I've seen first people saying like the twerking scene is the worst thing that's ever happened, and then other people saying, oh, people just are sexist if they don't enjoy the twerking scene. And it's just like, can't we just appreciate that it was both cringy but also kind of funny? Like, it was really cringy. Like, I laughed, but in a cringy way.
I didn't even laugh.
No, I was definitely oh no, that kind of, you know, that. And trust me, there was no sexist bone in my body at the time for this, implying there was another sexist bone in my body some other times. But like,
you had that removed during the operation.
Oh yes, the operation. Just need a lot of lube. Anyway, but yeah, no, I preferred this week's episode. Last week's episode was whatever. You know what? I'm glad people enjoyed it.
Yeah. You know? But this end credit scene is so much better.
Yeah, it's just Wong.
It's Wong and Madison sitting on the couch watching some old shite and talking about their favorite cocktails.
Yeah, Wong likes gin and tonic. Fair play to him. That's my choice of triple as well. And he mentions a wedding, which is interesting. He says we might still have, because he said, you know, she asked him, have you ever had vodka straight? And he goes, no, but I had it with yak milk once. We should still have some left over from the wedding. Yeah.
Well, what he actually said is, I'll never do that again. And she's like, can I try it? And he's like, yeah, we should still have some.
Yeah. But the interesting thing is, like, what wedding? Because Wong has been loosely connected to two weddings, right? One is the Doctor Strange wedding in the second movie. And then the other one was Tony invited him to his wedding in Infinity Wars. And I mean, to be fair, they probably could have still had a wedding during the escape. I mean, they had a child.
Yeah, I don't think this would be Tony's wedding, because yak milk probably doesn't keep that long.
Yeah, we're talking about wizards here.
I know we're talking about wizards.
Probably to the mirror dimension. It's very good for milk. I don't know.
However, I think it's much more likely to be the wedding from Doctor Strange.
Wong wasn't at it.
Wong wasn't at it, but
no. Why would he have brought alcoholic yak milk with him to someone else's wedding?
Well,
is he just in the back drinking to himself?
You see, until you said it, I forgot he wasn't invited for some reason.
But it's the only two weddings I can think of.
Yeah.
I think the closest one is probably Tony's. I don't think it is, but it's the closest one I can think of.
I mean, closest timeline-wise would be the Doctor Strange one.
Yeah, but the closest one that actually could have Wong at it, because he was actually invited.
Yeah, but it's years ago. He still has the vodka with yak milk from years ago.
Man, they used to have a stone that could literally turn back time.
I realized that they used to have a stone that could turn back time,
I'm
but they
sure
don't have it anymore.
Okay, all right, Kevin, but listen to me, right? They can literally make drink appear out of nowhere.
They can make drink appear.
Maybe that nowhere place is actually a real place, and it's just a dimension of beer, and then yak alcohol milk in the next dimension over.
What? Wait, how the fuck does that work at all?
Oh, I'm sorry. Making things appear from another dimension is weird to you now?
Fucking specifically the fucking dimension, like, oh yeah, I can mix my two portals together to make vodka with yak milk because of there's first of all, how can you justify the existence of the dimension of yak milk?
Oh my god! Have you watched Multiverse of Madness? I can say anything is in that multiverse, and it's perfectly fine to say. I'm sure there's another multiverse where there's a yak milk cheese of Doctor Strange floating around in the milk.
No, Dan, The issue here is not that the dimension exists made of yak milk, but that the dimension exists is made of yak milk, despite the fact that yaks cannot exist in a yak milk dimension.
Every dimension has different rules. They literally went for a dimension that they turned into, like, paint. But now yak milk is out of the fucking question?
Yak milk is out of the question for me.
Jesus Christ. Where do you put your borders on this?
Yak milk! We've established this!
Anyway.
So that was the episode.
Where do you think the yak milk came from? And don't say a yak!
If you say a yak, we know where you live.
Maybe there is a dimension just full of yaks, and like he goes there to milk them once in a while.
I mean, maybe if you said a dimension of yaks, I'd have had no problem with it.
Again, we went through a paint world.
I understand we went through a paint world. However, if the world is entirely made of yak milk, then it's just milk. There's no yak involved. Why is it called yak milk?
Because it's the same as yak milk. Again, paint is just pigment. Did they go for a pigment world?
But, like, the words mean nothing. Why is it anything? It's just milk in that dimension.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe the first person connected to this dimension drank some milk and went, oh, this tastes like yak milk. Let's mix it with vodka. You know?
What fucking weirdo would do that?
Have you met anyone in the Marvel Universe?
I've met multiple people who wouldn't do that.
Yes, but have you met any that probably do? You can imagine Thor drinks some fucking yak milk vodka.
I think Thor does drink yak milk.
Well,
vodka.
there you go. It's probably some Asgardian dimension where they keep yak milk.
I think it's just more likely that they are in Tibet and have yak milk, or not Tibet, but they just have yaks. I think they just have yaks there.
No, yak milk. Hold on. We've been to their home, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen more yaks, or have you seen more portals to other dimensions?
Wait. Come on.
I'm asking you a question.
Why the fuck would they show us yaks when they have the dimension portals? They have that, like, the dimension portal is obviously the easiest way to travel. It's not necessarily the easiest way to get yak milk.
I'm just saying there's more, like, evidence of a portal than a yak.
That is bullshit.
There is more evidence. 100% more evidence. In fact, if there's a single yak in Marvel, I would take it back. But you can find that yak in the MCU, and I'll take it back.
Look, man, I'm so busy between now and the next podcast episode. I don't have time to look through every Marvel movie for a yak.
Okay, I challenge anyone who listens who's on Kevin's side. Find me a yak in the MCU. And if you do, I'll take it all back. But until then, there's a yak milk dimension.
We're gonna look so fucking stupid if in this episode Wong mentions that he milked the yak.
I don't think he did, because it's a dimension,
I know, but we'll look. It's not a dimension!
Anyway, folks, it was nice talking to everyone. I hope you enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, we certainly did, as you can tell from our long-ass tirade about yak milk.
Hopefully you'll join us next week. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Let us know what you think of yak milk. Yak milk and vodka. What's that like, if you've had it? But yeah, until next week, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Bye, folks. Have a good one.
Bye.
Asherlo. It's a big rant.